What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I'm Abe. This is EVE Online, and we're getting into Minmatar combat with the advanced military missions and my faction warfare Minmatar character, which I've been sort of slowly training up as an alpha. So, two things that I want to point out before we jump into this particular mission. One is that I was debating with myself whether I really wanted to stay around and salvage and loot because that adds time and how much money could I possibly be making. But right after that, I looted one item off of this little scout in the middle of this career agent mission that was a 5.8 million ISK gun. That's it. One item, 5.8 million ISK. So is the rest of it worth it? No, 150,000 ISK, probably not. The chance to loot something like that might be. If I got that, great. A lot of times you don't, though, so you might end up with 200 to 500,000 ISK worth of, loot and salvage. So may not be worth your time, but the occasional big drop like that is, catches your attention and makes me want to anyway. Go forth and continue to loot and salvage. So that said, let's look at this next mission, Angel of Mercy. Now, this little ship restriction right here, see how it's very specifically limiting us to a frigate, caught my eye, made me read the text, and it says here that we're basically going to fly in this ship, which is going to be laden with bombs. Now they say that, but it's just a ship. And that in doing so, it will blow up, and then we'll have to come back. So I'm going to try to be smarter than the game. I'm going to load into my Reaper and accept the mission. Make sure I strip out my Reaper. Pretty sure my Reaper is a it's a very piddly little ship. Just to make sure, it is one of those free ships that you get. It's, let's see. Yeah, it's a Corvette. Got it. All right, so we hit accept. They gave us an additional slasher. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to load this up with anything. I'm going to accept the mission, fly out and do it. This is perhaps less interesting than... Oh, wait a minute. See that? So that was a... I'm going to try to get in there anyway, but the ship restriction dictates that you have to be there in... All right. Let's stop. All right, it's too late. But because it dictated only frigates, we would have had to find a frigate to take in there. Looks like this Corvette has some loot on it, but yeah, it's Sunday, making videos. It's a good day. Good day. Although my wife just took off on a business trip, giving me the opportunity to do this, but so her absence will not be as good as her being here, but it gives me the chance to do this. So let's see. We will, now that we're out of warp, we're going to go back and dock and fix that. But it's worth paying attention to these things so that you can sometimes take advantage of the system. So they gave us a ship to blow up effectively. Once I get into it, I'm going to insure it so that when it does blow up, I get paid even more for it. Since it was free in the first place, it's like paying 100,000 ISK to get 400 in 30 seconds. So worth doing. So anyway, this ship that they gave us, this slasher, is one of the faster, if not one of the fastest ships in the game. And so one of its big defensive capabilities is speed tanking, in that you can get up to speeds and get zipping around faster than most ships, especially most ships can track, especially the larger ships. So yeah, that's one of the strengths that they've got. So let's see here. We'll get over here. We've got to take a frigate. Another option perhaps is to take a Venture, if it's considered a frigate. Yeah, it is. So let's just do the math. So adventure is 240,000 ISK. A slasher is much more. So let's get into our adventure, and hopefully they'll let us do this mission with this. We can strip the fittings. Yep. Pull everything off of there. We'll go into the insurance and we'll insure it for the maximum. Pay 87 to get 290 out of it. Let's see, we've already accepted. When we click on it, it says you may use your venture to access it. That's good. And off we go. So yeah, so if your overview shows you angular velocity or transverse velocity, when you are using projectile weapons, you want to pay attention. I'll have to look up and see what the actual numeric ranges are, because if you hover over a gun, it'll tell you kind of what its tracking capability is, but I'm not sure if that's in the same units or what that means. So you'll get a feel for it. I never, like I said, I've never looked up the actual math itself, but let's activate that gate. But I've played Minmatar and run a lot of missions, and you sort of get a feel for where that number is for whatever guns you've got, because you can see the damage fall off pretty quickly. So, alright, we are going to fly there. And nothing is attacking us yet. Fly the frigate into the pirate base. Once they've been set off, your assignment will be complete. Alright, well, now they're starting to notice me. My range is at 0. I got it blown up. And I can warp back and dock. Alright, so you can see my insurance was issued. So if I click on this, you can see my insurance just paid out. So why I did this, it looked like there was probably a little bit more money to be made if I let them blow up the slasher they were giving me. But I grabbed a venture because I'm going to be doing a bunch of combat on this character, and arguably a bunch of combat in the slasher ship. And so having the ship instead of money, at least in this case because it was a small amount of money, I just would rather have the ship than an extra 100,000 ISK. That may be stupid, but that's kind of how I did it this time. So that's it really for this one. Angel of Mercy, thanks for watching. It was pretty simple. You just need to pay attention, and I'll catch you in the next video.